Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Super Buff Tower series. This time I'll be super buffing Dark Knight, the tier 3 bottom path super monkey. Now Dark Knight is a pretty powerful tier 3 in my opinion, and I guess kind of the community opinion as well, as it's a pretty good mid-game save up due to its extra mob damage that it gets, and it's also really good at destroying DDTs late game. Which I guess isn't really too surprising because it does seem to be a DDT killer. Anyways, this time we're not going to be using it for mid-game stuff, we're going to be using it for boss damage. I've already done Legend of the Night a long time ago, but I kind of am curious to see how well just Dark Knight on its own can do. I do have faith in it just due to the fact that it does gain extra Moab damage. It's also the reason why I brought Geraldo over Ben. Simply just because I thought, if we do struggle in terms of damage, I can utilize Jerry's Fire to just get a little extra bump in DPS here. As well as the fact that, Reju being able to reset cooldowns is going to be useful, especially for stuff like Homeland. Although I'm going to have to be kind of strategic of when I use them, since I'll only be able to use them maybe like twice for tier 5. Alrighty, cool, $15,000. Not really my best farm, only like 22k by round 40, but I mean, I don't really think we would need a whole lot to really be able to beat this tier here. So I think I'm just going to get jungle drums. I'm going to dark shift this guy. I do still want him in range of Monkeyopolis, so I'm going to get village just to increase the range a little bit. And then I'm going to dark shift him. I'll dark shift him like here, cool, still in range. And then I'll get like Alchemist here. I guess Alchemist doesn't really matter since Alch's not going to be doing a lot of damage. And this should work just fine. So because I'm confident in it, I'm going to continue on my farming here. I just kind of realized having Dark Knight up front does mean this is blocking Bloon Trap a little bit, but I mean, it's fine. I mean, the farther along Bloonarius gets easier it'll be. Also, are we good for ceramics? Because Dark Knight's not really too good when it comes to the balloon cleanup department. I'm going to dark shift him back here just so we can catch up. And I think this is a better spot because it can actually get all 3 loops here and still attack down at the bottom. And so this does mean that NG is still able to gobble up the balloon trap, so good spot. I think I'm just going to keep it here. And so hopefully this means it's a little bit better. Yeah. Alright, so we got that. We got down BRF. I'm gonna work on overclock. So let me get this guy right here so we can decamo. Although it might be not decamoing just in time. And so last goal is almost here. I'm going to sell the Alch because I don't think it's needed at this point. I don't think it needs Alchemist at this point in time. Yeah, fine. And for this guy earlier, place down this. And then, yeah, pretty easy tier 3. Or tier 1, I should say. Very good, only took 7 rounds. I think that is a bit on the slower side, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And I think I will sell Dark Knight just because it's so cheap, and I don't think there's a reason to kind of keep it around. I think I'll go for kind of 2 BRs just because you have so much money. Alright, then I'm going to do something kind of a little different for this tier. I normally would go for like Permabrew Homeland, but this time I think I'm going to go for Glue Storm and then Homeland after that. And if I need to, I can add in Cripple, not Brittle. But I think this should honestly be enough here. But I think I'll get working on Homeland Defense first, and then I'll start working on Cripple Moab. Or I could go for Cripple Moab now since Call to Arms is global range now. So as you can see here, it's global range. That did get changed a couple updates ago. I can't remember exactly which one, but I mean, it's a nice change overall. So yeah, I think I'll go for Cripple first, because I think there'll be a bigger damage boost. Showing Strong first, and then Blue Storm should help out with kind of cleaning up stuff. And so I think I'm kind of confident keeping on Strong, because I feel like Blue Storm can honestly handle Ceramic Insights by itself. Yeah, pretty easy. Oh yeah, I forgot, Cripple Moab actually did get a damage buff a long time ago, so now it does like 280 damage, so it kind of did like half damage here. It's like only like 20k behind Dark Knight. I completely forgot that that's a change that was added. Alright, then I'll keep Dark Knight around at this point, because I mean, Trap isn't really making a whole lot of money in the kind of 60s now. And I see no reason to kind of sell it. Right, so tier 3, start working Ultra Boost, and we have Perm Brew down on the field as well as Homeland. I'm gonna buy Glue Storm now. I think I'm gonna keep Glue Storm around. Probably no point in selling it at this point. I'm gonna get Prime Entering on it so we can get reduced cooldowns. Also seems that's not in range. Are you in range now? Perfect. Okay. Dark Shift this guy back to the front. I think here is fine. I think that's all the buffs I'm going to go for. Now I'm going to get True Sun God next here. Going to Tech Bot this guy. Going to get another Tech Bot for Homeland as well. And then let's see. Don't have all 8 stacks on it, but DPS not looking too high here. Let me get some fire to help him out here. You know, I don't really see too much of a big difference now that fire was added, but I mean, I guess it makes a little bit of a difference. Even though, I guess it kind of does go to show how much like kind of Cripple was doing kind of last year. So maybe I will get Brittle kind of in this loop here. See how that does. I feel like +4 damage would do pretty well. And it definitely does feel a little bit faster now. So now I kind of think about it, I'm not even sure why I even want to put True Sun God. I guess maybe kind of up here where this BRF is. But I mean, now I kind of look at it, there's no really good spot for True Sun God to where it won't do like a ton of damage, but I mean, there's not really much I can do about that. I guess I can start working on True Sun God kind of now. I think we have more than enough money to kind of go for that. Although I think I will wait until we pop this tier. This one only took 4 rounds, which isn't too bad. Alright, so this time tier 4 is rolling in, and I think we can just kind of unload and go all in. So I'm going to get this guy. Hope he doesn't end up doing a whole lot of damage, but I think he won't really compare. Yeah, it's definitely not going to compare a lot to Dark Knight. Let me get this guy on strong, because that way he's not wasting shots on Zebras that we can kind of clean up easily. And I just kind of realized, this guy is on range, so I will move him here. And then yeah, look at that. We're definitely melting him here. Although surprisingly, not really as much as I thought it would be. I mean, some refresh fire because I noticed that ran out. And then with fire, the damage is looking a lot faster actually compared to what it was before. Let me move Brittle back here. Get that +4. And I think that's all the buffs I can give it. Actually, I could do Energizing Totem. Sure, why not? Tier 4 was pretty easy. Hopefully it's kind of the same story for Tier 5. Energizing Totem might make a difference, actually. Alright, round 119. Tier 5 is about to roll in pretty soon. Energizing Totem has been recharged. Fire has been reapplied, and I think that's all the Rollo Buster I want to give. Pickles isn't really worth doing because Dark Knight does more than 5 damage, so it's not worth doing past that point. Let's see how it does with kind of 30 million. So let me move this guy back in range. Let me rebuy this. I had to sell him just because he was stalling around a bit too long here. And yeah, definitely, I think it might beat all though. Definitely on the slower end of towers. Although, I mean, for a tier 3 tower, it only costs like, what, like 15,000 overall, including cross-pathing on like medium prices. I don't think it's too bad. Pretty decent, although, I mean, not as well as good as Sun Avatar, but I mean, that shouldn't really surprise you when Sun Avatar is pretty OP. I should say not actually OP, but you guys kind of know what I mean if you ever used Sun Avatar before. Okay, so let's move this guy back. Gotta remember to do that. Okay, he's on first, so that way we're gonna be fine for the bats. And then thankfully Dark Knight has a pretty large range, surprisingly, so we are gonna be able to attack for a long time. So I can honestly just kind of keep the Dark Knight in this kind of section here, and I should be able to basically attack Bloonarius wherever he goes. And I think we are going to be able to beat this, just to be very slow. Let's recharge that one more time. Get him on strong so we're not going to be wasting shots on rainbows. Get as much damage there. And as soon as we hit the second skull, I think that's when I'm going to switch back to first for the bats. Alright, so that bat's taken care of. And we only have like a couple more rounds of Jerry's fires, so hopefully we can beat it before we have to kind of recharge it, although we have 3 here in the tank here. I think I will kind of rejuve Homeland because why not? Might as well kind of use them. It seems like we are going to be able to kind of beat Bloonarius before 140, although it's going to be pretty slow. Alright, last skull is pretty soon. And so if I had to guess, we're probably going to beat Bloonarius by like round 130. I think round 130 is kind of a fair assessment. As I don't think these rounds are quite that long. Also, there's not really a good space to put whatchamacallit anymore. Well, we have such big range, I feel like it doesn't really matter. Alright, so yeah. Bloonarius is going to make it to the 3rd loop. It seems I was kind of one round off. We're going to beat this one around 129 instead of 130. But I mean, it was kind of pretty close. So yeah, that was Super Buff Dark Knight versus Bloonarius. I guess it was pretty average for, I guess, a tier 3 tower. Can't really expect too much of it. Especially for a tier 3 tower that isn't really quite as powerful as kind of Sun Avatar and doesn't really shoot as many projectiles. So it's, let's say, Destroyer. But I mean, overall, not bad performance.